Okay, so this next video lecture is for our module number 5. So this is entitled Job Order Costing. So in this module, we will be discussing about job cost sheets, sources of documents for our job order costing, and accounting procedures for materials, labor, and factory overhead for a job order cost system. But we will have a separate module for accounting of our manufacturing cost later on. So in this module, we will be discussing that which relates to our job order costing. Okay, so to start with, let us discuss about job cost sheets. But before we go to the job cost sheets, let us first define what job order costing system is. Okay, when we say job order cost system, this is used usually when the products that we sell or produce are based on the specifications of our customer's order. Or in other words, this is made-to-order products. Each product that is produced, that is considered to be a job for a specific order. Therefore, their costs are also tracked by job or according to the specific customer's order, as well as the services rendered can also be considered as a job for that particular order. So job order costing, or we can also use the term job costing. This is a system for assigning and accumulating our manufacturing costs for an individual unit of product. Meaning, in a job order costing system, we are accumulating this cost for a specific order or made-to-order products. However, when there are various items that is being produced, okay, in which they are sufficiently different, or when an entity is selling or producing continuous flow of identical products which has low cost units, that is what we call process costing. Okay, whereas your job costing is intended for items which are produced and they are sufficiently different from each other. So there is minimal similarity with other products. So basically, in a job costing, a product is made specifically for a customer's order. So there is no same product that may be produced, okay, for many customers. This is for a specified order. That is job order costing. Whereas, again, if the products are produced in a batch system in which they are produced continuously, okay, having identical or the same features, then what the term that we use here is process costing. Okay, so please take note of the difference between the job order costing and the process costing. So we will also have a separate module for process costing later on. So since there is a significant variation in terms of manufactured, the job order costing system, this requires us for a separate job cost record for every item, okay, or each job or special order. So it will have a separate job cost record. So the job cost record, this will report each item's manufacturing cost, which include our direct materials, direct labor, and an assigned amount for manufacturing overhead. So the job cost records, this also serve as our subsidiary ledger or documentation for the manufacturer's cost of work in process inventory. So the finished goods inventory also, as well as your cost of goods sold. because again, we will treat each item as a specific output. So therefore, they have their separate job cost records, which will reflect, okay, the cost data related to work in process, finished goods, and cost of goods sold, okay, of these items. So what are the examples of job order costing? So we have here a few examples. First, when a company that designs and produces custom-made machines or machine tooling according to the needs of the customer, okay, so or their specification, so it is again made to order. Another is when a company also that contracts custom design buildings, okay, this is a very common example in which the design are very specific and unique from other types of buildings. Another example is a company that modifies trucks to meet customers' special needs, okay, meaning this is creating a design for an automobile based on the specification of the customer on what he wants, okay, his automobile to look like or to function. Okay, so those are some of the common examples of job order costing. So they specify, or they have they are rendering or offering services to us to have a specific feature on the product, okay, that they sell. So another example are for service companies, okay, so we consider the creation of a financial plan, okay, by a certified financial planner. So basically this is unique, okay, and specific for each client. Or another example is estate plan by an attorney or other unique jobs. So these are our job order costing examples. So the job order cost system, it should capture and track the cost by job, okay, which includes materials, labor, and overhead in a manufacturing environment. So although they are specific and made to order or unique, okay, so still it is very important for the accountant to accumulate, account, and record the cost which relates to that job order costing of the product or services. So we go now to the job cost sheets. So a job cost sheet, so this is where we accumulate the cost that is being charged to a specific job. So this is used within a job costing system. Okay, so this cost sheet, this is commonly compiled for a single unit, or it can also be a batch size production run. Okay, for example, if the customer orders 10 units of that specific product, okay, and so on. But again, this is intended only for a single client or customer. So the information contained in our cost sheet, this includes the job number, the start and stop dates, the number of units produced, and all our manufacturing cost, which is associated with the job order. Okay, so the result of this information can be used for cost plus billings to customer, or so that the management understand whether the price that they quote for that job resulted into a profit or loss. So this is the reason why job cost sheets are being used. So job cost sheet is also used to track the job number as well as the customer information. Job information, which includes the starting date of the work, the completion date, and when it was shipped, as well as the individual cost information for our manufacturing costs. Okay, so it can also have the total job cost summary in it. Okay, so we have here an example of what our job cost sheet looks like. So this is for twin publishers. So the job number is 4401. Okay, so their client is Vector Publishing Corporation. It also shows there the address of their client. Job requirements. So the specification of the customer is 2,000 copies workbooks. Okay, so the date or they want these items by 8/1, or that's August 1, I think. So the date promised is to be delivered on July 25, and they started the work on June 15. So they finished it ahead of time, actually, July 13. So aside from those information, the most important, okay, details that we can get, or data that we can get from the job cost sheet, are the cost, actually. So we have here the cost summary for our manufacturing cost. So we have there the materials, labor, and overhead. Okay, aside from the summary, we also have here the specific or the detailed items for each of our manufacturing costs. So for direct labor, they have there the date, the requisition number, and the corresponding cost. For direct labor, the date, the time ticket, and its cost, as well as for our manufacturing overhead. Okay, so that's how job cost sheets, okay, reflects the necessary information related to our client, as well as the cost of producing the product. Okay, so this is for job cost sheets.